He says he's not eating the profits, but buddy, that stack of empty pizza boxes does not bode well for your defense. Just giving you a hard time. Number 1 Powell at number 4 Lander, first quarter. Powell wearing the black. Marshall MacArthur will win the race to the hoop first and draw the foul. The three-point play has the Panthers on the board first, leading 3-0. The visitors got out to a good start. This is Josh Crago stopping and popping from the foul line for his first 2 points of the contest, and his team is out to a quick 5-zip advantage. It did not take long for Lander to get on track. Tanner Simpson will drive and lay in the first 2 of his 25 points to lead all scorers. You'll see more from him later. Tigers down 5-2, but Powell came right back. Here's MacArthur again. He had a good game with 20 points of his own, and that pushed the score up to 7-2. Moving ahead, the home team was looking for chances to pounce, like off of this inbounds play. Simpson does the honors. His team was wearing the pink numbers in this game, in case you could not tell. It's now 9-6, Tigers trail. We haven't seen much of the Panthers' main scoring threat yet. Here he comes, Chase Patridge, the second leading scorer in the state, Class 3A. But in this game, he was held to 10 points below his average. Visitors now have the score doubled up 12-6. But there were others to pick up the slack, such as MacArthur, who scored about 9 points above his average, and the Panthers were establishing the flow with a 14-9 lead. How about a little defense? Partridge says take that trash out of here and put a lid on it next time. The opposition needed a new plan of attack. They eventually found one. It was called Simpson. Here's a 3-bomb with a few seconds left on the clock, and he's clocking in. I said you were going to see some stuff. Just wait until the second half. Lander was only down 14-12 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, Lander's big man has not done much as of yet. That's Lucas Watkins. Here's 2 of his 16. He had some early foul trouble, but he would be back later, big time. His team still trails 17-14. The Tigers were working on a few turnovers, and they got some. Zach Osborne will get the swipe, and then he'll find Austin Roberts for the finish, as the home team would take their first lead of the game, up 18-17. That lead only lasted a few seconds. MacArthur eyes it, spies it, and buys it for 3. The momentum has quickly shifted back to the Panthers, who are up 20-18. The home team was not fazed and just kept trying to make plays. Here comes another one by Roberts. Goes right through the lane and gets the lay-in to go, and this game is knotted up at 20-20. Now coming into this game, Powell had won 10 straight after dropping their season opening contest. Here's MacArthur showing why they've won 10 straight. The junior helps break the tie, and his team was up 25-20. The boys in black were starting to put something together, and they were liking it. Justin Lynn comes right in with no one to stop him, and Powell has a 29-20 advantage. Now sometimes the extra pass helps, but that doesn't always work, especially if the defense is ready for it. Casey Winger certainly was on this highlight. Back to the drawing board. No worries though. Powell just needed to go outside, and they did. Patridge is in the corner, lighting it up for 3. That was part of a 17-2 run for the Panthers, who would go up 34-20. Lander needed to regroup. They couldn't let the opposition have all the fun before the break. Derek Powell will stop the bleeding for a short while, but his team is down 34-24. However, the Panthers would just tear open a new wound. Brady Schaefer with a leaner, and he'll get those 2 points right back. The boys in black were in good shape, leading 36-24. But the home team was slowly starting to chip away at that deficit, and they used just about everything. Peel gets inside for another 2 points with a few seconds left before the buzzer, as the Tigers went into the locker room, trailing 36-28. During the break, Lander was sharpening their claws because once the second half got underway, this cat fight would turn the other way. Third quarter, they'd get to work. We haven't seen much of Zach Sanders up until this point. Good hook shot for 2 of his 14 points. Tigers trail 36-30. Then it was raining threes for a while, which is usually a good way to catch up. Simpson is in the corner, and he's getting the party started with a bang. His team is right back in this game, down 36-33. Of course, the home team needed 3 more to tie this game up, and who better to do that than a guy wearing number 3? Roberts will answer the call, and things are dead even on the scoreboard. It's 36-all. That did not sit too well with the opposition, and they would provide an answer. MacArthur aims, fires, and swishes for his own 3. That took care of that, and the Panthers go back up 39-36. But when a lead gets knocked down, you have to rebuild, and that's what Powell did. Crago with one of those what-the-heck type shots. No one was open. That was fine with him. Visitors lead 43-36. But then the big man came back for Lander, and he started to make some plays. Watkins is waiting behind the defense, and there's no one to stop him, and he'll help himself to a two-handed stuff. That was a sign of things to come. Tigers down 43-38. Being 6'7" has advantages, especially if your teammates can help get you the ball up close. The junior proves my point, and now his team trails 43-40. Watkins was providing the spark that his team needed. He's open again, and he'll score again. Lander was only down 43-42 heading into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, things got interesting for a while on both sides. More from Watkins, this time the offensive board and putback from his own miss as his team finally goes back on top 44-43. But the Panthers were not about ready to surrender. They used some quick ball movement to get it to MacArthur, and he was just as quick to score and grab the lead back for his team 45-44. Later, this is where the tide shifted for good. The home team was playing their style of ball, which included a lot of dunking. Simpson would miss, but Watkins would flush it back in. That's what they needed to get the crowd back into it. Lander back on top 48-47. And then there was some defense as well. MacArthur has given up about 4 inches on Watkins, and when you do the math, that's just not going to work. It usually results in a block. More defense, and this time it resulted in a turnover. Simpson is taken off and looking to finish what he messed up on last time. His one-handed slam dunk. The Tigers have all the momentum and a 52-47 lead. They were not even close to being done. Sanders behind the arc. Powell gave up too much room on this shot, and he'd make them pay. Lander was continuing to build on their advantage. It's 55-47. Actually, at this point, Sanders was developing a hot hand. Someone needs to D him up, and by the time the opposition did, it was too late. There's 3 more. It's 58-47 at this point. The Tigers could do no wrong, and neither could Sanders. He could score inside as well, as you're about to see. That basket would polish off a 14-zip run, and the home team has some breathing room, leading 60-47. The boys in black were in trouble, and they knew it. Someone had to do something. Schaefer's going to try, and he'll get 2, plus a whistle after the bucket. He would help get his team to within 9, but they'd get no closer. Lander would own the second half, outscoring the opposition 40-18, and they had all the moves. Like this assist to Watkins, who will jam it home. That sound you're hearing is Powell's #1 ranking going down the drain. Let's wrap this up with one more. A dunk can turn the tide, and 5 of them can make a statement in a high school game. Simpson, wham, with the right hand again, and the foul. It was over at this point. Lander wins big and keeps pace with the other top teams in the 3A West, 68-54.